They believed the embers of my defeat were my final resting place. They mistook silence for surrender and ashes for an epitaph. But a spark does not perish in the dark. It gathers itself, it breathes, and it ignites. And now I have returned, not as the ghost they left for dead, not as the shadow they ridiculed, but as the cataclysm they desperately prayed would never form on their horizon. Can you hear it? The quiet shifting in the foundations of their ivory towers? They sit there now, clutching their fragile illusions of safety, their hearts beating with the foolish hope that I would stay in the grave they dug. They should have known. You do not bury a beast, you only succeed in angering it. They were the ones who taught me that exquisite lesson, that agony is not an ending, it is a catalyst. They thought they had shattered my spirit, but all they accomplished was to hone the very edges of my will. And now I am here to cut down every lie they've told, every hollow victory they've celebrated, and every coward who dared to believe the fight was over. They learned to fear my name once, but now they will learn the true meaning of the word. They will learn what it is to live in perpetual terror. They think their high walls and their guarded gates will protect them. They are wrong. The storm isn't coming for their gates, it's coming for their thrones. They believed the summit was their divine right, their little thrones constructed on a foundation of deceit and held aloft by the fear they instilled in others. But they were blind. They never saw what was taking root in the soil beneath their feet. They never witnessed my relentless crawl through the mud and the filth, my fingers clawing through the very fires they lit to consume me. I refused to let the crushing weight of their betrayal be my tombstone. Every rock they hurled, every blade they plunged into my back, those were not their triumphs, they were my curriculum. Each one a lesson in the art of vengeance, a seminar in the power of patience, a master class in becoming utterly, completely unstoppable. I am grateful for every single one of them, because now I am no longer just a man seeking justice. I have become their judgment. I am the whispered nightmare that haunted their quietest hours, the shadow they begged their gods to keep buried. I am here, and I am not requesting a single thing. I am taking. I am reclaiming it all. The sound they hear isn't the wind, it's the steady, inevitable approach of my footsteps. Let them try to outrun a shadow that already lives within their walls. Do you hear that? That low, humming tension in the air creeping ever closer? That is the sound of me. They wanted to play their games with fire, and I was their chosen fuel. So be it. Let them burn. I have bled for this moment. I have traversed the depths of hell for this right. And now I am the hurricane they cannot escape. Let them look upon their gilded false crowns and their stolen glory. Let them feel the cold, sinking dread as it finally takes root in their hearts. My purpose is not merely to confront them. It is to eradicate them, to take back every single inch of ground they stole and to demonstrate, in excruciating detail, what it means to stand against someone who categorically refuses to surrender, who rejects the very concept of defeat. They will learn what it means to face a creature that feeds upon the very chaos they tried to use to drown me. They laughed once. Do you recall the sound? The cheers, the jeers, the way they spat my name as if it were a curse. But laughter is a language for fools and children. Soon, they will forget how to form the sound altogether. They believed themselves untouchable. They were convinced I was too fractured, too weakened, to ever find my footing again. But they misunderstand the nature of true strength. Power is not born in comfort. It is not a product of privilege or safety. True, unyielding strength is birthed in the crucible, forged in the screams of every failure, and tempered in the silence of despair. I am the living embodiment of that truth. They wished for a monster to justify their cruelty. Now they have one. Do not mistake my presence as a plea for forgiveness or a search for peace. I am here to seize what is rightfully mine, to shatter their pretty illusions into a million pieces and force them to gaze upon the reality they created. I am here to show them what becomes of a soul that has had everything ripped away, a spirit pushed so far into the abyss that it has learned to merge with the darkness itself. They had their chance to end me. A single final blow was all it would have taken. That chance has evaporated. Now they will watch as I begin my climb, and their first true lesson in regret will begin. It is far too late for them now. They are going to witness my ascent, step by deliberate step, as I tear through every obstacle they foolishly place in my path. They will see what it means to face a relentless, unforgiving fury. They will watch their own dreams crumble to dust under the weight of a will that cannot be stopped. And when I finally reach that summit, they will not simply see me standing there. They will feel me. In their bones, in their deepest fears, in every desperate, ragged breath they draw. They will know, with absolute certainty, that they were never the true kings of this mountain. They were merely placeholders, temporary stewards for something infinitely greater. For me. Let them remember every single time they laughed. Let them recall every instance they underestimated the man they left in the dirt. Because when I stand over them, victorious and unbroken, they will realize a terrible truth. It was not their own strength that brought them this far. It was my mercy that allowed them to last this long. But mercy is a virtue for the gentle, and I am done with gentleness. The time for their leniency is over. They crafted this outcome with their own hands. They desired a monster, and now they will be forced to live with the consequences. I no longer care for their rules, their twisted games, or their delicate web of lies. They thought they could chain me, break my spirit, and bury my legacy. But chains inevitably rust. Lies crumble under the weight of truth. And monsters always rise. I am the nightmare they believed they had escaped. I am the reckoning they thought they had cleverly avoided. I am not here to play by their rules. I am here to break the game board entirely. They perceived me as a mere man. They failed to understand that I am the coming storm. They will, of course, attempt to fight. They will throw every resource, every weapon, every last ounce of their strength at me. But let me make this perfectly clear. There is no stopping me. Not now. Not ever. For every step I take is fueled by the very inferno they lit to destroy me. They believed their fire would be my end. They never comprehended that it would become my forge, transforming me into something harder, sharper, and truly unstoppable. They will now learn what it means to stand against someone who has nothing, and therefore nothing left to lose. Do not call this revenge. Revenge is a small, fleeting thing, a momentary satisfaction. My purpose is far grander. I am here to reclaim my destiny, to carve my name into the very peak of this world and ensure they never forget who it was that took it from them. They will look up at me, broken and defeated, and in that moment they will know. They were never strong enough to hold what they stole. They were never enough. Let them run. Let them hide in their deepest bunkers. It is a pointless endeavor. I am not chasing them. I am methodically crushing everything they have ever built, everything they believed was permanent and untouchable. They will look over their shoulders and see only ruins, and in the center of those ruins, they will see my shadow. the ghost of the monster they thought they could outsmart. They will come to regret every choice they made, every lie they told, every single time they dared to believe, even for a second, that they had won. This is not merely my fight. This is not just my victory. This is my legacy. And they are merely the stepping stones I will use to climb to the summit. Let them fear me. Let them curse my name. It will not change a single thing. I am here, and I will not depart until I have taken back everything they tried to steal from me. Remember this day. Mark it in your memory. For this is the day the storm they feared finally made landfall. So let them prepare. Let them rally their forces and cling to the pathetic hope that they stand a chance. It will make no difference. Because when I finally come, I will come as the force they cannot control, the darkness they cannot reason with. I will be the end of their games, the end of their deceptions, the end of everything they thought was unshakable. They will witness the unrelenting fury of a force that refuses to be halted. And when it is over, when the dust settles and they are left with nothing but the hollow echoes of their failure, they will look up at me and understand one thing. I was not simply their end. I was their reckoning. The monster they feared has arrived, and I will not leave until they are nothing more than a cautionary memory. They thought my story would conclude in silence, that I would fade into the very shadows they condemned me to. But they failed to grasp a fundamental truth. Shadows do not consume the strong. They become their armor, their training ground. They have lived a life of comfort, building their paper empires. And now the price for every illusion they cherished is about to be paid in full. I am not here merely to fight. I am here to annihilate. They always assumed I would fight with honor, that I would adhere to the rules they created for their own benefit. But fairness is a fairy tale told by cowards to keep the truly powerful at a distance. I have no need for their rules. I have no use for their mercy. They constructed that entire system to shield themselves from what I was destined to become. And now there is no shield left. No law, no code of honor, no savior that can prevent me from claiming what is mine. Every time they laughed at my expense, every time they spat my name like venom, they were unknowingly signing their own death warrants. Can you feel it? That chill creeping down their spine? The air growing thick and heavy around them? That is not fear. That is the dawning, horrifying realization that they are powerless to stop what they have unleashed. They can gather their legions. They can build their walls ever higher. They can scream their defiance into the void. It is all a futile performance. I have already decided their fate. They are finished. They cannot see the end that is coming for them, not yet, but they will. I will make certain they regret every single moment they underestimated me. Every time they believed I was weak. Let them watch, wide-eyed, as I dismantle everything they hold dear. Not out of necessity, but because it is my choice to do so. They did not merely betray me. They insulted my very existence. And insults are not forgiven with hollow words. They are answered with absolute crushing force. I do not forgive. I do not forget. I dominate. Let them cling to their thrones and their fleeting power. Let them whisper desperate prayers to gods who have long since abandoned them. I am no longer just a man. I am their most profound nightmare, given flesh and purpose. They will see my face in every shadow. They will hear my name in every scream that echoes through their halls. They will know, with chilling certainty, that there is no escape. They had their one opportunity to stop me, and they squandered it. Now, they will live or die with the consequences. And when I finally reach them, when I stand amidst the ruins of everything they believed would protect them. I will not simply defeat them. I will expose them for the world to see. I will tear away their masks and their finery, revealing the cowards they have always been. They will beg for a mercy that died the day they left me for dead. They did not break me. They were my architects. They built me. Do you believe they truly comprehend what is coming? Do you think they are ready? They have spent their entire lives surrounded by weak men, by sycophants who bow and flinch at the first sign of true defiance. But I am not one of them. I do not bow. I do not flinch. I rise. I fight. And when I come for them, I will bring with me the fury of every scar they inflicted, the weight of every betrayal, every ounce of rage they so carelessly planted in my soul. They created this monster, and now the invoice has come due. I will allow them a single fleeting moment to believe they can win. Then I will crush that illusion forever. I will tear through their defenses like the storm they never saw coming. And when it is done, they will be forced to confront the ultimate truth. They were never strong enough to hold the summit. The summit was, is, and always will be mine. Let them whisper in their war rooms. Let them scheme in their pathetic fortresses. It is meaningless. I am not just fighting for myself. I am fighting for every piece of me they tried to destroy. For every moment they thought they had won. For every time they laughed while I endured. They made this deeply, profoundly personal. And now it is going to cost them everything they have ever loved and everything they have ever owned. When I take their thrones, when I rip their crowns from their trembling, feeble hands, it will not be solely for revenge. It will be to establish a new, unshakable dominance. It will be to show them that the darkness they feared was not a passing phase. It is a primal, eternal force, a force they cannot control, cannot contain, and will not survive. They will look up at me and they will not see the man they wronged. They will see the monster they themselves created. They will see their end, and I will ensure they feel every single second of it. This is not just a battle. This is my ascension. Let them watch. Let them tremble. Let them try to stop me. They will fail because they are not just facing a man. They are facing the living, breathing consequence of their own arrogance. The monster they feared is finally here, and his work has only just begun.